Your Midco Sports Network game recap from Frost Arena in Brookings here on Saturday evening. South Dakota State wins the showdown against South Dakota 85-68. Coyotes come in, get hot early. They lead by 10 in the first half, and then an incredible 28-2 run by South Dakota State to regain the lead, and the Jackrabbits win it.
We saw that last year, I think, in this game. Big runs by both teams, and that's really how the game did start out. South Dakota was hot, like you mentioned. They were really shooting it well, but then once South Dakota State kind of got things dialed in defensively, they just put the lockdown on the Coyotes and really held them down.
Take a look at some of the first half here. And South Dakota, again, they got Trey Norris and Casey Kasperbauer and Tyler Flack going early. Kasperbauer hit 2 threes in the first half and had 8 points, and South Dakota was out to the lead.
Well, they were moving the ball well. They were getting guys open. I thought they were playing very free and loose on the offensive end, and it was paying dividends for them.
Eric Robertson had 6 points early on. And about 8 minutes into the ball game, USD had a 10-point lead. And then George Marshall was kind of hot from the beginning as well. He had 3 threes early on, had 4 of them in the first half. And after USD had that lead, Marshall and Mike Dom take over. Dom had 17 in the first half. And South Dakota State goes on a 28-2 run. They go on a 30-6 run to close out the first half.
Yeah, it was an amazing stretch of basketball for South Dakota State. They were doing it on both ends of the floor. And Dom and Marshall combined for 31 of the 44 points there.
South Dakota State up by 16 at halftime. They would build that up to 26 in the second half. Trey Norris, a team-high 19 for the Coyotes to go with 3 assists. And USD cut the lead down to 17, but that's as close as they would get. And then DeAndre Parks and Keaton Moffitt kind of take over in the second half.
Yeah, it was some of the supporting cast and some of the guys who didn't have a lot going on in the first half really picked things up in the second half. I thought South Dakota State did a great job getting out in transition in the second half as well. Kind of wore USD down.
Parks finishes with 14, Keaton Moffitt with 11, 24 for Mike Dom, 22 for George Marshall. And on the final stat board presented by CU Mortgage Direct, 85-68. South Dakota State gets its second win against the Coyotes this season.
Well, impressive, too, what South Dakota State did at the foul line. 28 of 31, shot it very well. Turn USD over 16 times. That's not easy to do either. South Dakota, one of the best teams taking care of the basketball.
Summer League standings presented by First Bank and Trust. Just as this game is completed with South Dakota State in the lead for the moment, Fort Wayne does have a game here as we speak, but those two could be tied at 9-3 when they play on Thursday night in Fort Wayne.
Exactly, and if that happens, what a game that's going to be on Thursday. I mean, really the winner of that game, Tom, sits in the driver's seat then as the regular season champ. Obviously, you got another weekend of games to go after that, so nothing for sure, but boy, what a huge game that's going to be in Fort Wayne, and a tough place for South Dakota State to play. They haven't had a lot of success there the last few years.
South Dakota State beats South Dakota here at Frost Arena 85-68 is the final on the men's side, and that is your game recap on Midco Sports Network.